Hello, my name is Dave Tamelo and I'm a BigFix technical advisor based in the Chicago area. I've been working with BigFix for about 10 years now. If you'd like to connect with me on LinkedIn, feel free to scan the QR code on the screen. In this short video series, we'll look at various ways content payloads like patches can be distributed with BigFix, either dynamically from the internet or from local custom repositories. First, let's talk for a minute about dynamic delivery from the internet, which is the default behavior for BigFix. We'll talk about a scenario for deploying a Windows patch, as that's the simplest example. Let's say a BigFix operator deploys a patch either through the console or a web UI to a set of targets. When each targeted agent runs the action script, if there's a prefetch statement, the agent will check its local cache for the payload, verifying the name, the hash value, and the file size in case the payload was pre-staged. If the payload isn't in the local cache, then the agent asks its upstream relay for the payload matching those attributes. If the relay doesn't have the file cache, then it passes the request upstream all the way back to the BigFix server. Since this is the first request for this payload, the server uses the URL embedded in the prefetch statement to go out to the internet and download it. After verifying the appropriate attributes, it then distributes out to the relays in the request chain all the way back to the targeted endpoint that requested it. Along the way, each relay in the request chain caches the payload so that subsequent requests by other endpoints for that same payload can be completed more quickly. As I said, that's the default behavior. Like most of BigFix, settings can be applied to alter that behavior to fit different situations. For example, relays can be configured to go straight to the internet to get the payloads themselves if the BigFix server doesn't have it cached. Additionally, clients can even be configured to go to the internet to get the payloads if desired. This can be beneficial for off-network devices such as work-from-home employees that report in through a DMZ relay. It can help reduce the amount of corporate network traffic needed in managing off-network devices. For some non-Windows endpoints, an action may not contain a direct prefetch statement. Instead, there may be some analysis the agent needs to do first, like a native tool such as Yum or apt or Zipper to do dependency resolution to see if there are supporting packages needed to be installed at the same time as the package being deployed. Additionally, for non-Windows payloads, an OS or vendor-specific component called a download plugin needs to be set up in the BigFix server or relays. Download plugins store any needed credentials to access vendor sites so that BigFix can download the payloads on your behalf. You can see on the bottom half of this dashboard some of the plugins, like the ones for AIX, Solaris, and Red Hat Subscription Manager. In these cases, though, once the dependency resolution is completed, the remaining process of obtaining the payloads is similar to the Windows scenario. The only difference is the BigFix server uses the appropriate download plugin to navigate the vendor site to get the payload. In the next section, we'll look at how agents can get content from local repositories instead. Until then, if you need more information, you can find help and resources at any of these links.